Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. I was just wondering, what if somebody told you that a bet had been made, and that bet was that you could reverse time and think about the time when they called America great? It's when only the land possessors had the right to vote. That's rich men, rich white men, and that people of color were actually less than human at certain parts of time when they chose to do so, or to make them servants or slaves. What if somebody told you that some people were betting that they could resort or change times to revolve through through the changes that would take them right back to where they were in the beginning? I mean, if somebody told you that, what would you think? Well, it would appear that people who are rich and got a lot of money can do anything they really want to do, and they believe that money can move mountains. They'll put money against telling a mountain to move, and they they will bet their money. And so I get to see them. Can you perhaps see them? Because this is indeed what they are actually, according to Project 2025, is suggesting that they do make America great again, go back to those days when black jobs were available again, which meant that they did that servant stuff with basically got no money. They ended up just being a form of slave all over again. And women would have basically no rights. And white men would be, with money, would be running the world again. I mean, if anybody tell you that, would you believe it? Well, you probably would say that would be too cold, too cruel for anybody to do. Yet, you would close a blind eye to the fact that it's happening to us each and every day. People are playing all kinds of games against us, where people who don't know what the truth is can fall for anything, especially when you get people telling you what you want to hear, telling you that that is the truth, while at the same time they're cutting you back on everything that they're telling you. So you're just a confused person living in a world that you think you can make right when you have illegitimate information. But someone every now and then can come to you and tell you some stuff that if you gave it a shot, it would work. Somebody says, like, just do things the right way. Do things like you would have those things done to you. And if you got in a bad situation, what would you like to happen? Would you like for somebody to extend a helping hand? Or would you like for somebody to cut a sling blade? I think you would rather have a helping hand. And I think anyone would. So I say that in a time when we are living in a world where it seems that everybody's slinging the sling blade and nobody seems to have any compassion for you, it seems that maybe you can have some compassion for yourself, and understanding that compassion for yourself means waking up to the truth, and the blind that was leading you before is just gone sky high. What you've basically done is put people off the throne and put the power that no one can see except through his evidence that runs your life. And that means giving you the authority to speak the truth wherever you find out it should be spoken. And not, in many instances, not just show people where they are falling at, but it show them at the same time the way to stand. It's not a challenging, it is always a challenging situation. It's not always a situation that is something exciting that you might get enjoyment out of. However, the rewards for which you seek, when they're done, you get the greatest joy. So, what am I telling you, ladies and gentlemen? I'm saying to you, when every day you talk about the pain and suffering that you cause, that is being caused by one person or another, or many people, and you sit back fussing rather than doing, and you can't do, you don't even think about what to do. And so you sit back and you ask yourself what others are doing. And when you find people, others doing nothing, and you perhaps can only verify that you see, what do you do? Do you act like you can see, or do you walk with your head in the sand? I can tell you one thing: if you walk with your head in the sand, you will always be stumbling and complaining. Once you hold your head up high, you'll be surprised at where you might go. The challenge is always there. Always hold your head up high in any individual situation, or in a situation that expands the world. I'm just saying to you, look, the power that I see tells me that all the stuff on the earth is free. None of us created it. None of us made it. It was given with the earth, and it was here for the benefit for which it is used. We come to this earth, we bring something. Why? Because we're going to take from, and by coming to this earth, each of us have the basic rights, the basic human rights to receive all that brings fulfillment and satisfaction in the lives of individual people. That's what basic human rights are all about. And in order to do that, there are basic principles that you must follow. You must really not worry about treating people the way you want to be treated, because you realize you came into the earth to find something that you love, to serve in as a career or a job, whatever you want to call it. And when you love what you do, it gives you your greatest joy. There's nothing greater than joy in all of the world. Can give, only God can give it to you, and the world can't take it away. And so when you got your love and you got your joy, some people will say, that don't pay no bills. We need money to pay bills. Somebody say, well, love and joy, you own stuff. You don't have to pay bills. So what I'm basically telling you is this: God's designed us so we can live on this earth just though we're in heaven, just by doing what we came here to do, using the free resources that He's given. And our doing is for the purpose of satisfying those needs, wants, and desires that we the people have. And in exercising our gifts in such a way, we will actually do just that. And I want to tell you that, ladies and gentlemen, because black people know how to straighten the world up. Not all of them. They dumb just like other people. But some of them do know how to straighten the world up. I don't know if any white people know that, but black people do. And it has been prophesied that black people weren't going to always be at the bottom, that we were going to rise to the top. And I can't think of no better time to rise to the top than when we find ourselves in as much mess as we find ourselves in today. That demands that we rise to the top. And I just want to say to white people, because I was raised by people that told me I had to love white people just like I love black people. And love would not allow me to choose some and disregard others. If I was going to love, I had to love it all. And so, white people, I'm not trying to do anything to hurt you. I just want you to know that doing right will satisfy all people. And it's time that we do right. And for those of you who are that mean, thinking that you're going to do something to black people, you want to start some war, you don't want to fight. You don't want to fight black people any more than the United States want to fight Russia. The United States don't want to fight Russia because they know they get that butt kicked too. You don't know. You think you got something going on black people, but you don't have anything going on black people, because that power that you cannot see, that is only known through evidence, have given evidence to black people that will give them the power to be able to withstand any attack that white people can right then. So all thing I can say to white people is just love yourself by making sure you don't ever do anything to black people, because they can come back at you and make you regret every minute of it, and you will not defeat any black war or win in any black war. Now, this is not a threat. I just want you to know that it's not going to be like you think. So I'd rather you and I just make the kind of change in the world that will meet our needs, our wants, and our desires. And everybody can live the way they want to live. Now, I hope the whole world can hear me, because I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I tell you this because I know it will work. I'm not telling you something I think. I'm telling you what I know. And I guarantee you, white people think they're so smart. I guarantee you they can't defeat that. They can't tear it down. They can't cut it down. Why? Because the truth will always stand in the bull. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who stood by, I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. Once again, this is Eddie Mark, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. And saying good night for now.